Hello everyone, my name is Yonax and welcome to Civilization 5 guide. In this guide I want to talk about starting positions, where to think about when you start your capital city, and with some other stuff which are relevant to it. For this I'm gonna pick random leaders, so we just get random starts. We don't get forced with start bias every time the same. So let's see, fractal map is the most common played map with Pangea, so and my personal favorite, so we take this. Most people play with 8 players, so let's just keep it on standard. Difficulty DD, doesn't matter for this guide, and just standard game pace. For the rest, I haven't really put any other stuff. So let's just start it. Okay, welcome here. So this is our start. We have here Spain. Spain has a coastal bias, so it will be always coastal. There's this time no river. We have a fish, 2 sugars, marble, wheat. So let's take a warrior. We could consider moving actually to the canal place, so we can move around the city. We keep everything in range except this second sugar. It might be worth to have a canal city. Let's see if this is, I think it's both coast. And that's coast for sure, since we started there. So we can move our warrior here. Seeing as we get here another fish and a gem, I actually think it's worth it to build a city here. Although the starting position, it's not bad, it's actually quite good. But in this case, I would put it there. I like canal cities, and this is a useless tile mainly anyway. So saddle, scarab monument. We have here gemfish, another stone, some land. In this case, this is like personal preference. Hill gives extra protection, but here I have more mobility with boats later on. I have a mod installed, IGA here, so I can just show the rest of the map quickly. Let's take satellites.
Our treasury has grown, and we have money to spend. You can spend money in a number of ways.
So let's click these away. So this is the rest of the map. Yeah, this fish is out of range. So we have 2 fish here, gem, stone, 1 sugar, marble and wheat. I think it's quite a good start. And if we would have just started here, we would have kept the bananas. And we wouldn't, and kept this sugar. But we wouldn't have this stone and gem. I think in this case it's personal preference, there's no clear one which is better. Both are good options, just this style or this style. You could even consider moving to here, then you would have 2 fish, keep the sugar, get a banana and an extra sugar here. That would have been another option. But still, that one is hardly unlikely, because then you need to get a working boat here, and knowing this land is all connected pretty much, you have to go all the way through here to get your workboat here, or build a city on the coast here. So let's try a new start and see what we get now. Okay, welcome back. This time we have Polynesia here. Polynesia is as well a coastal bias. This time we have a river here. This is Polynesia unique unit, Maori warrior. So there's a lot of tundra here, which we tundra is mostly not that good. Maybe you have like furs or deer, which are quite often there. So I want to send this warrior more to this side. This is a hill, so we get most of the view. So we have copper here, range, cattle, 2 stone and wine. You are coastal, have a river. I don't see any reason here for moving our settler, because I like to be coastal for our cargo ships bringing food in. We have a good start, wine, copper, cattle. So let's just settle on spot. And let's show the rest of the map.
Now,
Let's click these notifications away. So this is the rest of the map. There was no particular reason here to move, and I don't see a better option moving away from the starting tower as well. So this was an easy choice, so let's take another one and take a look again. Okay, I thought they had the coastal bias. Apparently not, although there's coast here. We have Polynesia again, because I was still in turn, so I could just restart. It was quicker to do so. This is a much tougher option. We have a lot of river here, we have gold and wine here. It might be a consideration to even move here to the coast. We have hills here, and we have forest here, which we probably can't see too much beyond. So the question here is, do we want to move our warrior on one of these hills or to the forest? I'm scared if I had to move west, I don't see too much, because here might be another forest. So I'm gonna put it on this hill, so we see a bit more of the rest. Instead of coastal bias, Polynesia might have tundra bias, since I see more tundra here. There is an option to put city coastal. I don't see any luxuries, so I wouldn't do that. In this case, there's once again not much reason to move. I would actually consider moving here and settling it there. I explain why. We have a deer now in range and this fish in range. Without lighthouse it's not the best, but it's still a better resource than a normal town. So let's show the map again.
now somehow.
Yeah, let's click them quickly away. So this is the rest of the map. We started here, so this speed would have been always in range, so that doesn't matter. If we would have been here, we could have gotten this cotton. Although this will be a good second city where you pick up your cotton anyway, right here. Coastal gives them a lot of desert for your fate building. Yeah, probably that's good option for a second city. I would be content with a city like this. It's not the best, but in this case I think it's the best option. So let's try another start. So since I was on turn 0, I restarted it again. So we're Polynesia again. So this time we have a coastal start. We have sugar, 2 banana and pearl. So we have plantation luxury and coastal luxury. In this case you want to stay coastal for sure. And since you want to stay coastal, you either want to stay on spot, maybe move to hill, or maybe to this hill. Since we aren't able to see a lot more at the moment, I'm considered to move either the warrior here or here. Let's move it on the hill, because the hill gives most view mostly. We are not able to see a lot here. And in this case I would just consider moving to the hill, settling there. So let's settle it here. Okay, so settle on spot. So this is a city. Let's open satellites again.
Now,
So let's see what if we made the right choice. I see a fish here which is now in range, which wasn't there. And it would have been in range from this tile as well. This tile would have an extra pill in range here, which we don't have here. So moving away from our starting position I think was a win. Probably this would have been considerably a bigger win. Reason for that is you lose the sugar, and for the rest are not really any resources, but you would have gained gem and stones and another 2 bananas, so you would have 4 bananas, which would have been incredibly a lot of food with 2 pearls. I still have a second luxury, so this would have been the best spot, and this is the second spot. So in this case it was a benefit to move away from your starting tile. I don't think we can show you anything else for this start. No, so let's try another start and see what we get there. Okay, we're back and we have now Askia. And we are here on the coast with pearls again, and we have cacao here as luxuries. We have 2 bananas and we have like here a small river going around. You have always the option to move your warrior. So I am actually considering either moving it here, or moving it on banana and see what's here. And I'm just gonna do that. Okay, you have here 2 options. You can settle here because you want to stay coastal, or you actually 3 options. You can settle on these 2 tiles, which is still on the river and is on the other side coast. Both are good options. So both is possible. And to think, actually, I don't see a reason here really to lose 2 turns to move here, or lose a turn and move here. I would just settle on spot. You still get both luxuries, you get cacao, bananas, and also you probably might have a bit more hills around here since there are already hills here. This tile I wouldn't take since this hill is not in range. So this tile you have slightly more chance on higher production and a little less water tiles. So we settle here and let's see the map.
now, so.
Let's click these away again. So as expected, there would be a lot of ocean around here, which is not beneficial to us. This fish would always be out of range. Not worth it. The only thing is, if you would have moved here or here, you would get an extra pearl in range, which might be worth it, extra luxury. But you would have to move to this tile, because no, this tile. You would move to this tile because you want to keep these 2 hills in range. So, but that is something you couldn't have known because it wasn't in our range of visibility. So the best spot would have been here for the extra, but you would lose a turn. So it's a consideration you have to make and a gamble you have to take. moving it, lose a turn or two and get a better spot, or staying on the same position and settle there. So I want to try one more start. So let's restart the game. We can just keep Askia. Okay, we're back here with Askia. This time the start is definitely a lot different. We see here some sheep and there are sheep, a lot of marsh, but we can work them, but it takes a lot of time. We have here gold and we have here silk. We have here a river and we have a mountain this time. And there's no hill on river close by. I'm actually at the moment considering settling probably either this or this style on the mountain, on the river. Both will keep both luxuries here in range as well as this sheep. The rest we can't see. And we don't really know which one is the best one of the two. So I'm considering moving here to see what we have here around. And once again we get an extra gold here, but on both positions we can take it. So there's not a big difference. Considering we are landlocked and there might be a coast here, I would probably just start there so we can start in turn 1. Sheep is in range, so there's no reason to move to here. And most luxuries are on that side, so let's just settle here. And let's open the map.
House for tomorrow, but
so this is the map. We have the deer in range. We have here another gold. So we have here a gold. So we actually have 4 gold in range now, because we moved one tile, we got 2 extra gold in range. We lost the sheep, but that's okay. We have deer in range. This marble is not in range, which would have been in range here. But then again, then you don't have this gold. This sheep is in range, but we knew that. It's quite a long river. Nice settling spot here for future. Okay. There's a settling spot here with 3 fish. So this is a really nice starting position, I would say. A mountain for observatory for extra science. We have 4 gold, so it's probably your pantheon will be for gold and silver for culture and fate on gold tiles and silver tiles. I personally think we made a good decision starting here. You could argue that this one could give you extra marble, but you can pick it up with a city here and then you still get the marble. So I think this is the best spot. Although taking this spot would have been an option as well, but you lose a turn and it was arguably not a better position than this one. So I would say I would be happy with a start like this. It's a really good start. So I hope this starting guide was helpful, where to settle your capital and what to consider it. I want to mention a few more things and a little bit summarize. So you want to settle your city always within the first 3 turns. If you don't, you lose too many turns. And the second reason is you could have settled your second city there, because there's enough tiles between the cities in 3 turns that you could have moved your city there anyway. So that's one consideration you have to make. Other consideration you have to make: is it really worth moving my city, losing a turn, and possible be more behind on DT already than you are? So that's another consideration. If you clearly see you get more food or more luxuries, always move. If you don't see a benefit, there's no reason really to move. Also, always consider settling along a river. River gives extra food for your hydro dam, gives extra production. You get more food for river tiles, but you don't need to settle on the river for that. You can settle next to the river here, like here as well for that. And you can build a garden, which you need a river for, and your water mill, which gives extra food and production. So that are 3 buildings which I think are quite good to consider selling a river. And that's one of my main reasons to always consider a river. I really like river cities. Mountains are good as well for the extra science, and since science is the main thing in the game, especially on higher difficulties, consider moving to a mountain if you're close by. If it's too far away, just settle your second city there. I wouldn't move to a mountain if I see obvious a better city in extra luxuries or stuff like that. I prefer to have extra luxuries or a river or anything like that over a mountain. But there are others who really think mountains are first priority. Then there's the consideration settling on a hill on a river, or even if you don't have a river, on a hill itself. A hill gives an extra hammer when you start off, which in the early game really helps out, having a second hammer here. And it gives you extra defense, and it helps you defend your city easier. So that's always a consideration. About defending your city, a mountain ridge like this means it's really hard to attack this city already from the east and southwest. All the attacks will be from this side, so this city is already quite well protected with the mountains next to it. That's another consideration, settling close to a mountain, because units are not able to move through it or move on it, so they can't capture your city or attack you from that tile. Nor can they attack from a tile like here, because there is like a mountain, but this is a mountain tile anyway. From here and here they can, because it's flat terrain. So yeah, that are some considerations I would consider when settling your city. I hope this guide was helpful to you. Let me know if you have any questions further to Civilization 5 or any other guide or any other video. Let me know. I plan on making more Civilization 5 guides in the future, but for now I don't know. I need to work it out still what I want to explain to you. And I would like to thank you all for watching. I hope you really liked the video, and I hope to see you in a next future video. So thank you all for watching, and goodbye.